Welcome back to EU3. This is the second part of 3 for our Rome finale. Last episode, I forgot to save at the end, so we're just doing the event over again, pretty much. And yeah, we lose our Emperor. This is going to be unfortunate because now, well, just have to flip a coin here, come up with good Emperor. I got a 7, so that's decent. And we're going to notice that Lepidus's Rome and Mark Antony's Rome have way more guys than us, at least in their condensed areas. As far as our advantages as just basic Rome go, if you notice, they have a lot of guys, but they don't have Rome's nation title. They're basically a fake Rome, and if we take their capital, we win, and they go away immediately. It's a little, maybe it's a little bit of a get out of jail free card. However, it also makes sense because, if you go back to the time of Caesar, Caesar actually doesn't, you know, always maintain control over essentially Rome, the city of Rome during all the civil wars that plagued the empire and the republic before it. Didn't necessarily mean that. Oh, who killed the dinosaurs? Who killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Arnold. If anybody has seen Batman, the one with Arnold and Danny DeVito in it, legend. But basically, that event is a meteor strike hit our. So our nation's getting smited right now. I think I have a plan though. I'm gonna redeploy. Lepidus's Rome is gonna be a lot harder because we don't have as much of a force in North Africa or in Iberia, so we're gonna lose heavily in that. But I'm gonna redeploy, I think, some of the troops and try to take their capital because it's a coastal city, so maybe we can get in there real quick, win the Civil War. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the Caesar thing. Rome. We're Rome itself, so like think about the Aurelian one as well. We took his capital, Mark Antony, just now. It's good. But if you think back to like Palmyra, right? Aurelian took over the city, and that was pretty much it for the rebellion. But during a lot of these civil wars, Rome will lose, Rome itself, and it won't actually. The party that loses it won't go down. So we have that advantage for us, even if they have a huge army. So it might not look devastating, but we lost a bunch of guys in North Africa and also the the eastern frontier. So I'm not surprised that we're having issues. Our one saving grace right now, we're at war with a bunch of people in the east too. Our one saving grace is the fact that I have managed a couple provinces from Sweden here. Enough that the strait there, the Bismarck area, is able to be blockaded. And if you saw right there, they had like hundreds of thousands of guys. Or you know what? No, they didn't have it because it was taken. Sorry. But next war, guarantee they will have 100,000 guys some on that island there that's completely surrounded. That army is never going to be useful because our navy is actually bigger than theirs now, which just basically translates to I win and you lose. So we're going to send about 23,000 men to try and take this North African city here, Algiers, but I don't know if it's going to work. I really don't. Yeah, that's a bunch of guys. And we're just getting smited. Another tornado of all things in Europe struck us. Come on. I made, oh, so many roads. Yeah. It's going great. Now, here's the thing. A lot of these are nationalists, so we don't want to lose to any nationalists. Any nationalist armies will make us lose territory, which is, oh, frick. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. We lose our emperor again. Lost him. And we get further rebellions. But a lot of those rebellions, by the way, are peasant rebellions. So we're going to have to worry about that. You know? I think the peasants actually are pretty good because they don't lose any territory. So we can just focus on the nationalists and maybe taking Crimea out of this war. But it's looking bad, but guaranteed we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. A lot of these are peasants. And there's also pretender rebels, I think, that are spawning. Yeah, peasants there. It's fine. They're just going to make us really decentralized, which is bad. Which I don't know if, to be fair, I don't think it makes sense in this game that peasants want decentralized government. It kind of seems like against the idea of feudalism, or it seems pro feudalism, which peasants, they overthrew feudalism in the French Revolution. So having to redeploy the Praetorian Guard because we're losing so hard. It's gonna mean Rome gets sacked, but you know, our emperor's not there right now. He's probably in like France or something. Actually, you know what? He's in Constantinople. Sure. Ooh. There's a shoot ton of rebels. Metric shit ton. I think we're gonna win this civil war because I think we're gonna be able to take it, city. The problem is going to be the recovery. We've lost hundreds of thousands of men in this civil war. We've lost entire armies, and it was my foolish mistake to Aldeger, out of general. So I just lose more and more. Yeah, Rome actually just fell there, but I think that just means Lepidus is gone. Yep. Crisis abated. Well, no. This civil war will probably end soon. I'm just going to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a lot of the time just creating armies because we're going to need to replace those guys. But for now, our early goal right now is to just negotiate with those peasant rebels because they're collapsing our empire right now. And the beautiful thing about them is, yet again, they do not get sack my own city. I had to take over Crimea. Will Amazonia give me a peace deal? Oh no, fuck you, Rome. We can't even attack you. We must keep at war. Being at war gives you rebel boasts, so we don't want to have those. They keep giving us rebellions. Though at the same time, I don't want to lose cultural violence. It's a pretty good boost. We'll see. I had to add, finally, after a bunch of things. It took me like 30 minutes. I basically went to every single province and tried to ensure that, well, each were making guys. And I had to move them. So it took a couple months, but here we are. Back to military full strength. However, our prestige is horrible. We're at negative 100. Our legitimacy is at 2. And our reputation is 36. Our manpower shortage, let's not even begin on that one either. So it's looking rough. Looking very rough. But perhaps we're gonna make it out of here. I think the fact that I also spent a shit ton of money upgrading our stability is gonna help out a lot. You know, once you get big enough in this game, you can kind of just force stability. That's gonna save our nation a little bit. We're still gonna have a bunch of rebellions because the Praetorian Rebellion. It doesn't always happen, but it has like a cooldown the event. But when it does, you get a permanent like. Yeah, I'll say our lack of a crushed economy is probably saving us here because I'm just able to afford 1,000,000 guys to protect us. It's just, I'm just gonna say it right now. It's good that Parthia completely imploded on itself this game, super early on too, because it could have been a lot worse. Like we would be, I think everything really went well for us as far as like actual Roman history goes. We're definitely better off. And I also, if you noticed, I added Roman Legionnaires, so we have new guys. We should start fighting. We're gonna lose a couple battles this month because the morale's low. But next month we're gonna come back with even better guys because I finally added Roman Legionnaires as a unique mod ever comes out. They'll be able to use them, and likely we'll mess everybody up. We're just working pretty hard to get these local defenses strong. I want to build a wall, basically a great wall across the eastern border. As we saw, our Roman Legionnaires are doing a lot better fighting. But the defenses are kind of lacking. Olosk there and the Teutonic Order are very, very strong. Oh. Well, I guess my theory on the Navy thing is gonna be tested here. Who did they bring to war? Nobody? Okay. Yeah. Let's embargo them, just make sure that they have less money. Check our stuff. Yeah, that's a nice income for me. Pretty wacky, pretty wacky graphic though. I think Sweden's the orange one, yeah. We'll see how they do because, you know, one decision we can make is to come to Eastern trade, and it'll give us quests for the New World, which my strategy for dealing with Sweden is going to be taking over Norway and essentially gaining a foothold in Scandinavia that we can use to our advantage. But it's pretty funny. These hundreds of thousands of Swedes right here are just gonna be trapped on this island. I can attack them. Don't know if it'll work because we don't really have very good cavalry, but you know, it'll be funny. They can't do anything. Yeah. Our center of trade is all the center of trades that are actually valuable are our countries. And this is going to translate well because I added ways to win the game. Essentially get a world conquest without getting a world conquest. So like if I get enough trade value, I'll be able to make a trade. I'll get an economic victory basically. This Praetorian Rebellion is still going on, by the way. It's going to be another like 20 years probably. And it's very unfortunate because it just means more and more rebels. But Rome itself, or this is Venice, yeah, sorry, is doing fairly well. I'll say a lot of our provinces are strong. But we're still recovering really from the losses in that civil war. Still, the wars have kind of dragged on us. It's really unfortunate. But yeah, let's see if we can raise some more armies. You know what's funny? I'm just gonna do this to Sweden. They keep being rude to me, so I'm just gonna assassinate their ruler. Yeah, fuck you, Sweden. They keep trying to spy me, but I have a better spy system than they do. Yeah. Unironically, the 240 is a meme number because every month it'll generate a rebellion, but they have hundreds of thousands of guys in their armies, so they're just gonna die immediately. But it actually doesn't matter. Sweden's gonna be fine despite the war and the rebellions. No, maybe don't send a siege army. So I like having my armies set up to have special roles. So like 1-to-1 artillery, 1-to-1 infantry artillery. That's a siege army. It's really good at sieges because it just has the guys, and then the cavalry. If you detach the cavalry, really go around and just mess everything up. We're trying to get our provinces here to have high supply limit because we want to park essentially hundreds of thousands of guys on these walls and in these wall forts, because if we do, it's going to mean that if anybody invades, they're going to meet up against strong defenses, and essentially, it obviously isn't like an actual Great Wall. It kind of translates to, maybe decently sized fortifications everywhere along the border, strong forts, etc. But you can maybe visualize it as a Great Wall if you want. Nobles ally with foreign power. So Ethiopia, we're not going to let that one slide. I know I have some maybe potential Ethiopian members of the audience, so forgive me, any of you are from Ethiopia. This must be done. Yeah. Maybe they're allied to somebody. Nope. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to annex them because it's going to make the border wrong, but... or ugly, but I am going to union them. Yeah, that's a union right there. Honestly, Ethiopia put up a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, they just don't have the guys, so... right now, we're just working on getting money and stability. I can maybe get some money by hosting a triumph. Finally at peace. Do some other... cheese. See, you can switch between the two government types for Rome and Empire. It's a little overpowered, so I refrained from doing it. But essentially, it's like, okay, you can switch. It brings upon stability by switching between the two. Because it's like you switch between the adopted heir, kind of like Marcus Aurelius. That's the one that we've been having, where it has an election after the death of the monarch. But you can also just have the basic normal monarchy kind of one. Not my favorite option. It's not as good because it gets us worse heirs. The other one assumes like there's only a 1% chance of getting a really, really bad heir in the normal, in like the election one. But other option, don't know how good your heir is gonna be. Your biological one. And as Marcus Aurelius left us in real life, gave us a beautiful, horrible Commodus. You know, we learned our lesson. I've learned our lesson from the past, so some hindsight being used in this empire. Should turn up the maintenance. I will say, despite the ongoing civil war, I think this Rome is better off than it's ever been. This is basically a Roman Empire if Trajan conquered Germania instead of went on to attack Parthia, because Parthia just collapsed in on itself. And obviously this Rome has a little bit better luck, but we also have better strategic positioning. We have even better strategic positioning than Augustus's original plan. If you remember, he only tried to go to the Elbe. We're way beyond that. We're almost to where modern day Germany's, or Poland's, border ends with Russia, and Russia's puppets, Belarus and Ukraine and stuff. So, one thing I find funny in this game is the national relationships. I'm the king of Ethiopia, right? Or the emperor, sorry. I can refuse my own. I can basically tell myself to go screw off. Look at that. I have to bribe myself. I can't even ask for an alliance with Ethiopia because they're not my vassal, right? I needed to vassalize them, but I think the vassalization is way too much war score. Apparently, I might have broken it, but or maybe it's got something to do with the trade value and the population of. I'll have to look at it. But yeah, the Praetorian Guard is back. even bigger even after the rebellion, so maybe not the best idea. In reality, that's just an army called Victorian Guard. Let's go. This is huge. Now that we can take this decision, we get Quest for the New World. And I'll bet you right now, within 150 years of this, game's going to be over. Immediately, I can do what must be done. I can, yep, it's colony nerf. It's beautiful. Yeah, immediately we're going to be able to invade Norway with my plan. We're going to surround and be able to build up a presence in Scandinavia. And once we have all of our guys not having to cross the ocean, Sweden's going to be done. Guaranteed, watch this. And once Sweden's gone, everybody else too. Conquistador's going crazy. I just realized I gave that Navy an Explorer. Didn't need to do that. The audio of this game, by the way, so beautifully calm during building of. I think it has pretty dynamic sounds too, because if you're like actively fighting off against rebellions and stuff, it'll tell you. Yeah, we have Quest for the New World. Yeah, this is quite unfortunate, right? Alaskan, Sweden have more guys than us, pretty much, on the fronts. So, aliens. Poland declared war on us. Okay, that's great. Actually, you know what? This might work out to my advantage because I do like the border at that river right there in those two provinces. We're only at war with them too. It's gonna be. Ooh. You know what? We could afford it. Afford it. Kind of. Can kind of afford. See, this is the thing I was worried about though, because if we let this happen, we have to keep taking loans and loans. We'll basically get bankrupt. Game. That's the main problem. I know also the Antonine Plague might hit in the next 50 years. It depends on our quality of life country. If we have like low quality of life, the plague's gonna mess us up. And then if we have high quality of life, like Rome already has a good amount of health buffs compared to at least other countries in the game. I'm still not friends with myself, though. That's great. Yeah, Poland's gone. That's great. Quite the annex. I also moved us into the Stormkrieg tree instead of the Guerrilla one, because guerrillas are nice and all, but they kind of just make. I don't have the level of guerrilla that I need, and that's great and all. But I want to have a lightning warfare while I do these conquests. The only problem is with this new annexation of Poland, we only have 3 border countries to the east now, at least Eastern Europe. Golden Horde, Teutonic Order, and Polotsk. It's, yeah, basically, there's more guys on that front than anywhere else on the planet. So we might be screwed. But we're going to have good defensive fortifications. These level 15 forts, huge bonus. They'll shred through them pretty quickly. It's not like it's the... I mean, it's about as effective as the Great Wall is going to be. to China. So the Mongols are still going to break through archers because they can go through. But yeah, the Great Roman Wall, the Eastern Wall, is going to go well. I'm glad that Persia is also falling apart still. You notice Parthia has never risen again. We don't really necessarily know what's up with these guys, but... Oh. Teutonic Order has attempted to spy on us, so... I think that gives us cause for war. It'll be nice. Also, if you noticed, I explored a little bit in the Arabian coast. Added our 2 little fleets there. Also gave Rube to blockade Persia. I want to take Quest for the New World slow, though, because it's a little shoddy. You want to explore, but you don't want to explore to the point where Atlantis learns about you. Because if Atlantis learns about us, they can invade us, and they're big. They're big as us. Like, Atlantis ideally will lose in one war. I have a plan for them. It's going to be a lot of people. Tonic. I couldn't take it. Couldn't take the disrespect. We should win, though. Roman legionnaires are very strong for the time. We should win. But I don't know. But yeah. The Quest for the New World, there's a strategy behind it. It's not just point and click. You want to ensure that spread of discoveries doesn't happen, because if the discovery spread to Atlantis, like say I discovered the Azores, they'll be able to invade us through there because they'll learn about it because we're the same tech group. So, essentially, I only want to move to that New World-esque area when I am ready to. So I want at least an armada of 1,000 ships and 5 million guys. That means we're going to have to take out Norway and Sweden first, which might not happen this episode, but you at least know where my headspace is at. Norway will die this episode, but not if we keep losing naval battles like this. They're just the expeditionary force. They did their job. They learned about Norway, so we can now invade them. What's beautiful about it is I don't think Sweden will join them, but they might. Even if they do, it won't matter. people are in. These people are in Greenland and Iceland. Just realized that. Yeah. I forgot that Norway starts with those. Some Viking heritage there. That's how you can tell I'm not skinning it. But the Teutonic Order, they lost. We're at 100% total victory over them. We just need to beat Norway. And their country will slowly start. We're at low stability right now. And you're like, oh my gosh, Fizzy. You're at +1. How are you at low stability? Any stability lower than 3? That shit's low for Rome. I'm just saying it. There's no stability that's high for Rome other than 3. Everything else, low. But slowly defecting, everything's defecting to us with Stormkrieg. When I annex the Teutonic Order, it's going to make some tremendous border gore. Luckily, I'll fix it in post, you know. I'll edit the save file. I don't really give a crap about, oh, that's cheating or whatever. Like, bro, it's a single-player game. And border gore, I care more about border gore than I do, quote-unquote, ensuring that the Teutonic Order gets the land they get when you release them as a vassal. It's whatever. I care more about the pretty borders. I think I've been more than fair, especially on the... Especially when it comes to, like, the Civil Wars and stuff. Especially getting the Nobles' War and the Praetorian Rebellion and stuff at the same time. Part of me wanted to not do that, but, you know, it's part of the game. So, gotta do it. Yeah, let's see if the border gore goes way crazy. You know what? I might just annex. Yeah, I might keep him annexed then. We'll have to see. See the Teutonic Order. Yeah. Okay. Well, next episode, that'll get fixed. You all enjoyed? Like, comment, and subscribe. Part 3 will come out eventually. Working on it still. Good day. Enjoy.